Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're totally decoding a milestone that literally rewrites your entire financial psychology, and that is mastering your first $10,000 in savings. We're going to dig into the source material to uncover the exact mindset shifts you need to actually get there.
So, are you grinding it out every single day, yet somehow still feeling completely broke? Look, it is incredibly frustrating to put in the hours, do all the heavy lifting, and then nothing. Absolutely no money stays in your pocket at the end of the month. It's a really heavy burden, right? But the research shows you are absolutely not alone in feeling this way. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the paycheck-to-paycheck trap. Why the money never stays. You see, failing to save isn't just bad luck. It's an invisible, repetitive cycle that keeps hardworking folks stuck for years. You work, you get paid, you spend just to keep your head above water, and then you wait. Wash, rinse, repeat. The source material points out that because this cycle feels like sheer survival, we rarely step back to see the loop we're actually caught in. And before you know it, bam, years have passed without a single dollar saved. Section 2, 3 wealth-stealing mental mistakes. The hidden roadblocks to your savings. The real villains here aren't necessarily the economy, they're internal. The source material identifies 3 major internal culprits: lifestyle inflation, emotional spending, and a lack of financial discipline. Let's break down how these mental roadblocks quietly operate in the background of our daily lives, often without us even realizing it's happening. Now, what's really interesting about this concept is the focus on the word quietly. Lifestyle inflation is an invisible thief. We get a promotion or a raise, and instead of capturing that extra cash to build wealth, we suddenly decide we absolutely need that luxury car package, or we swap our regular takeout for, premium sushi delivery. It's subtle. You don't necessarily feel like you're splurging, but the money vanishes exactly as fast as it arrives. Then there's emotional spending. Come on, we've all been there, right? Buying a temporary mood boost after a super hard day, or celebrating a minor win with a spontaneous purchase. The psychology here is pretty tricky. We're essentially using money to regulate our nervous system, but trading temporary emotional relief for a derailed financial future, that is a dangerous trap that silently sabotages your long-term progress. And finally, poor discipline. Now, discipline isn't a punishment. Actually, it is simply keeping promises to your future self. That's a crucial insight from the research. Without that internal mechanism to delay gratification, you're just stuck in the exact same surviving mode for years. The hamster wheel just keeps spinning, no matter how much your income actually grows. Section 3, the wealth mindset shift. Thinking differently about money. It's fascinating how the source material frames this contrast. The average mindset spends to survive, living in a constant state of underlying stress. Everything is just a reaction to the present moment. But the wealthy mindset? They build a psychological framework oriented entirely around planning and growth. They aren't inherently luckier people. They just operate with a completely different operating system for their money. And this brilliantly illustrates the total life transformation that happens here. You move from surviving, living with constant financial stress, exposed to every unexpected car repair or medical bill, and forced into reactive choices, straight to thriving. In the thriving state, you operate with calm confidence. You're protected by an emergency fund, which gives you the breathing room you absolutely need to make smarter, long-term financial decisions. Section 4, the power of 10,000. Moving from surviving to thriving. So, the crucial point is this exact threshold, $10,000. The source material emphasizes this number isn't arbitrary. It's not just cash sitting in a bank somewhere. It is the exact psychological turning point where your financial trajectory permanently shifts. For most people, having $10,000 covers enough of life's crazy curveballs to finally turn off that constant fight-or-flight response. Hitting that first 10,000 creates a massive psychological domino effect. Yes, obviously it changes your bank account, but way more importantly, it changes your confidence. It proves to yourself that you actually have the power to do it. The anxiety drops, your shoulders finally relax, and you suddenly have the mental space to dream bigger, all because you aren't terrified of the next unexpected expect. This is the definitive gateway to true, lasting financial independence. It's solid, undeniable proof that you've conquered those wealth-stealing mistakes we talked about, you've broken old habits, and you've secured your future. You've outsmarted lifestyle inflation, you've managed your emotional spending, and you've successfully flexed your financial discipline. So I'll leave you with this provocative thought. If your first $10,000 completely changes your mindset, what will your next $10,000 change? A down payment, investments, total financial freedom. The journey starts with changing your psychology today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.